What's going on, people? My name's Mordzs and I'm here with Broxsie, the assistant coach for Manchester Basketball, and we're going to chat to him a little bit about his career and also the importance of him joining the team and what he can kind of provide to Manchester Basketball. So my first question to you, Broxsie, is what is your background in basketball? How did you get into the sport and how did you get into coaching as well?
I started off playing basketball at the age of 7. I've always been a big, tall guy, and what's crazy is basketball was not my first sport. Baseball was. Baseball, football, and I took up basketball later. And I ended up being pretty good at it, catching on pretty fast, and ended up going to college with it, getting a scholarship at University of Minnesota, played at University of Minnesota, then played at Oklahoma State, where I graduated, and then I ended up going to trying to make the NBA after that, and after that it just decided to play. I wanted to play pro, so what I did, I just traveled around the world and played all over the place, and it became a career of it, and I ended up playing 15, 16 years, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
Touching on that kind of the transition, what was it like going from obviously playing to coaching? Was it a difficult transition, or was it something you kind of always knew you wanted to do?
As a player, you get to play in the game and kind of affect the game. As a coach, you're talking from a mental point of view and trying to help players see things that they're not seeing. And when you're playing, you can go out there, oh shoot, I can control the game by blocking shots, grabbing rebounds, and I know, oh shoot, we need a stop. I can go out there and go get a stop. As a coach, you can't do that. Yeah. You got to rely on the trust that you have with your players to be able to make that stop, to get that rebound, to make that shot, and hopefully they succeed, and you go on to win the game. So to answer your question, yes, it was a very, very difficult transition, because again, you're looking at the game from the way you played the game as opposed to the way they play the game. So you have to take yourself out, and I talk about sacrifice yourself, and sacrifice pretty much a lot of the things that you think that should happen, but think about what's best for that player and what's best for that team.
I want to kind of touch on your coaching style. So you're a big man, you obviously played your whole career as that, and your coaching, I'm assuming it is tailored towards helping big men and trying to develop them. But what are the different styles of coaching that you feel like you can implement into this Manchester basketball team?
I wasn't a big man when I started. I was a point guard. Yes, I was a point guard. Then I went from a point guard to a swing man, then from a swing man to a big man. Okay, yeah. And I specialize in a lot of things other than just being a big man. Yes, big man is a very good specialty of mine, but I see the game as a whole. But to answer your question, I try to, help the players understand, but kind of be that bridge between players and coaches, because I know what they're going through, and I'm able to sit there and still, go with the coach's game plan, but still have an understanding of, okay, well, if you don't understand the coach's game plan, let me help you through this. And I think that's kind of a synergy that we're trying to look for here, because for me, I want to help you get better, right? The only way you're going to be able to help, the only way I'm going to be able to do that is to earn your trust. And that's the first thing that I'm basically trying to do, is earn people's trust. And hopefully they'll listen, and we can get to a point where we're having a good synergy between all of us, and we can win a lot of ball games.
And for someone who's played, you said you've played across the world in so many different countries, Manchester Basketball this year is the first year in Europe. It's going to be a whole new experience for a lot of the players. What is one thing that you would give kind of a bit of advice to the players to say, this is how you kind of dealt with it and the things that you've learned?
I mean, it's the easiest thing in the world is to enjoy it. This is a new era in it. You got a new owner, you got a new outlook, you have a whole fresh new thing. You're the first of something, you're turning over a new leaf, and you're trying to elevate yourself. And I think that's one of the things we take for granted, that we don't enjoy these moments. You have an opportunity to really, really get better. They're putting resources into helping you get better. Take advantage of it. They're putting resources into, traveling around, get a chance to see Switzerland. Right now we're in Switzerland. A lot of teams don't get an opportunity to do this. Enjoy that. Enjoy, playing with each other, because again, this year won't happen again. You know, like take those years and like really cherish them.
So going into the next season, from what you've seen so far from the players and then the team, and obviously the coaching staff, what would you say are the strengths that you've seen in the team, and how do you feel like this team can really progress or reach the end goal of winning?
Talk about tactical point of views, but from my first impressions, like we're very long. Like we're long in a lot of positions where we're like that helps. We can get into switching, we can get into trapping, we can cause a lot of havoc defensively where we can cause turnovers. We can have a lot like a fun brand of basketball because again, like we're made up of a really good array of talent, you know. And I think when you're looking at it from afar, you stepping back, you're like it's a really good team. And I think like yesterday showed that we have a good bunch that we put together. Now the question is are we going to be able to sustain that for a full season? Hopefully we can, and hopefully we're able to put together some strings of wins, strings of like good basketball play, and then, you know, make the playoffs hopefully, and then do well there. You know, that's what I'm really wishing for, that, because I want them to understand like there's a goal out here. Like we're here to reach that goal, and let's get to it.
All right, so that was a new assistant coach, Broxsie, talking a little bit about his career and also what he's going to bring to Manchester basketball. And we will see you in the next video.